Mohammed. How are you?
Hey, good. My microphone is working, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, excellent. I think we need to
I'm sorry I'm driving, but I want to listen in.
Oh, no worries. Be safe, please. And we will
Thank
share the
you.
recording.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We may need to resend the invitations because I think when I messed up the invitation times, I think some people went 1 hour earlier or later. Hello, Dr. Charity. How are you?
Doing pretty well today. How are you?
Hey, yes, excellent. Good to see you. Nice hair color, unless it's a reflection from my screen, but it looks like the
No,
color.
it's the hair color. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm also investing on my hair a little bit, you see.
Oh, absolutely. We're almost twins. You know that, right?
Yes, indeed. Thank you for being here. I have a little program today. Let's see if our London brother Eli is here. I think he probably joined. If not, we will start in a few minutes. Okay, let's beep here. I just checked the recording. 9:05. Let's start. Even if we're just the three of us, maybe that's an opportunity for taking more questions. Is that okay with you, Dr. Charity Mohammed? Oh, Mog is here.
Yes, okay for me, of course.
Excellent. Mog, welcome.
Hey, mi
This is
familia.
yes.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Hi, hello.
Hey, Mohammed Ibrahim, Mog, welcome.
Wow, we have two Mohammeds.
We have three. Yeah, we have three Mohammeds. Mohammed Al Gamal from Egypt, Mohammed Ibrahim that you see on the screen from UAE. I think Mog, you were not here last week when Mohammed introduced himself. We will publish the video. I messed up the sound, so we're trying to catch up. But
I see.
you will catch up. Mohammed joined. The two Mohammeds joined
Nice
us
meeting
last week. Yes, Mohammed
Awesome.
Ibrahim.
Well, welcome to the family. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mog.
Yes, and I think Mog and Mohammed Ibrahim, both of you have been asking about the API. So today I will cover the second part of the API of the V8 API.
Great, awesome. Let's go.
Excellent. Okay, yeah, let's start. I think we have enough. Eli will probably jump on the wagon, and I'll share my screen first. All right. I went back to the old habits of having like a slide at least to guide me through the session. So this is what I want to share with you guys today. Is it loading? Yes. So quick intros. Maybe Mog, if you don't mind, watch the last week videos for our two new Mohammeds. It was almost at one point we were 100% Mohammeds. So
Mohammed Cube. Yeah,
yeah,
to the power of 3.
I bought a domain name. I think I bought a domain name called MHD Nation because I wanted to scrape all the Mohammeds in the world and make a directory of all the Mohammeds to show RTILA use case. And I have the domain. I will do it. And then you can do one for Johns and for the Davids and for the charities.
I think I'm probably the only Mog out there.
Yeah, you're right. It's first time. Is Mog a shortened version of a longer name?
There's a character in Spaceballs, half man, half dog. It's a Mog. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but Mog is basically a derivative of homogeny. When you take the first derivative of my name,
Yeah,
you get Mog. That's the mathematical translation.
that's nice. And then Hordanso, that's your family name, right? Oh,
Obohordenso is just a scrambled name, but
okay.
has the suffix of Obohor. Yeah, and I just
Excellent.
scrambled it. My mental AI just came up with it.
Hey, that's a good brand name.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go. So let's start. So the first point after these intros is the V8 API documentation. We published it, and then the third point will be we started to publish a new series of onboarding videos, and we just released the first one a couple of minutes ago. We recorded it a few days back, but just published it. And finally, we are starting also to release the first template for the V8. And because the demand was overwhelmingly about Google Map, so I have the Google Maps template that we already published just a few minutes ago also on the platform. And then point 5, and I made a mistake in my slide, point 5 is part of the onboarding video. And I think Mohammed Ibrahim last week we were saying we're going to go back to some basics to allow people to start from like beginner level and then build up the knowledge on the V8. So that's part of it. I will do a live demo on the good practices on how to use the AI assistant, because although it's powerful, there is a way to use it to get the best out of it. And we have to deal with the complexity, and that's what I will share with you guys. And then, of course, we keep 5+ or 6 point questions and answers as much as needed, and as much as you guys have, please share. So V8 documentation. Sorry, I'll go back here. If you go to rtila.com/docs, you will notice there is a new section here for the API cloud, and we have 3 articles. So there is the overview of the API, and then there is a specific article for the remote execution to trigger RTILA, all the parameters you need, all the possibilities you need. And then to get back the results, Mohammed Ibrahim, this is what you were asking last week.
Yeah.
So we have also a page about that. So I can walk you very fast through this. We try to keep it as simple as possible, but with APIs, you know, you need a lot of information. But basically, this presents the local RTILA Studio server local address, and then you can also change it with some, domain or subdomain and so on. We will do some other videos on how to create public-facing URLs that can link to the local RTILA server. Yeah. And then it explains the authentication system, and every user in the V8 has a token bearer, and then it explains how you can configure it, all the variables that you have. This is the minimum, and then the endpoints. This is the endpoint /API/remote to trigger it, and then it just tells you what you send, and then we put a couple of examples. And then to know more, you have to open the remote execution page, and that will give you much more examples and the whole possibilities with the API. And I will just highlight something that is very powerful. So we have few examples with curl that you can use. And when you launch, when you trigger an RTILA bot or RTILA flow via API, the RTILA endpoint will reply to you with a QID, which is a unique reference. And that is this QID that you use later on the second endpoint to retrieve the results, because maybe some automations will take 5 minutes to finish. Some automations will take 30 seconds. So depending on your automation, just give it the proper wait time, and then you go back and get the data. When you are triggering here, I wanted to show you something. Basic usage. We have some advanced settings.
Okay.
Along with the variables that you can transfer to the bot, you can also control at a quite granular level via API what you want to do. For example, you can enable the use of proxies, and you can feed the proxies one by one. You can do this via the API. You just send this payload along with the data. You can specify if you want it to run in a headless mode or not, how many workers you want it for parallelism. and then how much timeout you want to wait for every page. So all this is configurable via API. And also you can configure the user agent. For example, you can define that you want it to have a fingerprint of a Windows 11, and then you can send the whole user agent signature, so that when it's launched via API, it will mimic a Windows 11 or a Mac or a tablet or a Samsung phone. And we give you here some user agents example that you could use. You can also activate the humanoid option. The humanoid, what it does is that when you have a click function or any function that is a bit too programmatic, the humanoid will create some kind of hover and then scroll and then focus on the point, just like it was a human, because the robot will, if you use exactly the click, it will just click without scrolling, without viewing the element first. So this ensures that it mimics just like a human, and it will create the hover, the center, the focus, and the scroll for you automatically in the background. You can also enable the CAPTCHA solver and pass the API key of your CAPTCHA solver along the data. You can also fine-tune the performance. You can say that you want to block some resources. For example, you want to block the images, the style sheets, or the fonts download, so that you can save on traffic. So you have so if you do all this full advanced configuration, your payload will look complicated, but this is for advanced users. But the good thing is that you can change the fingerprint, the proxying, the setup, the speed, the workers, the parallelism on every run. You can also change the starting URL of the project. So here, for example, if you pass the URLs, instead of starting with this book, you can just feed automatically another book, and the same project will work on the other URL. So this is like very powerful, very advanced as well, but we are happy to give you guys more support. Any questions so far for triggering the API, the RTILA flow via API?
No, amazing. So the endpoints that are available now is the result and the trigger, and that's
right.
great.
Yeah, this one, the trigger is /API. Let me go back here, /API/remote. That's to trigger. And then we have retrieve results, which is, I have the link here, result endpoints, which is the URL /API/results. That's for querying the results. So the results, it works a little bit the same. You have the base URL. You can also replace with your own web URL. And we follow, Mohammed Ibrahim, we follow a SQL-like syntax.
Okay.
So for pagination, for how many results per page you want, the default is 30 results per page. You can also do sorting, and you can do filtering. So you can filter by any value that you have in the dataset.
Parameters,
parameters. You can target something specifically using the equality, the equal. So this is like for targeting a specific run that you had for it. But you can also combine with and or use the or. Like I want to, from my results, I want to get all the products that have a price of £53.74 or the price of £51. So you can technically use RTILA results as a temporary database that you can use for other purposes, and you can query it and get some data, and that's useful when you are selling access to your API results, for example, or if you're selling your data. And then you have also you can filter either by session or by the title of the project. There are two ways to find it. So if you missed the session ID, which is the Q ID that you get, you can also use the title. For example, if there was a title of the book or the title of the project, you can use that as well. And we explain the paginations here and how you include the pagination. It's all in the URL you see here, in the URL that you trigger the results.
It's all queryable.
You add the parameters, using the and. So here, for example, I say I want to get the 50 results per page, and I want the page 3. Then you can define how much volume of data you want. By default, you can sort the price or any variable ascending, descending. So these are the example. For descending, you just add the minus in front, and you can use any field that you have, or you can use created, which is the date of that entry creation. You can use that also to sort. Okay, so this is an example, the most recent results. Then you just sort with minus created, and that will give you all this. So all this can be combined, and we give you some more examples. And then you have the structure of the response, and the response will look like this for each element. It will give you the payload of each element, plus the parameters that you want for the pagination. So this is, especially for me, it starts already to be complex. But normally, if you feed this to any other vibe coding app or even ChatGPT, then if you give it these 3 pages, it will teach you how to configure Zapier, how to configure Directus, how to configure Go High Level or any other system, on how that system can send data to RTILA and then get the responses. This data, we've built it so that an AI model can understand and help you with the other side of the configuration.
Great.
Okay, so I didn't plan so much time because I just wanted to let you know first that the documentation is there. And if anything is missing, if the English is not proper, or if you see any additional things that we should add, we're happy to add it. Now, in the documentation, we will add inside the API and cloud section, we will add as we go a specific documentation on how to configure Zapier, make.com, N8N, Go High Level, and I forgot one, and Publi. I think we have five API configuration tutorials that we will share with you with these 5 most common systems, and we're happy to also look at others. And it will use the same approach using these endpoints and all this information.
Amazing.
Cool. So this took a lot of work, and happy that now finally it's available. And Mog, last week we covered how to rate limit the access to the local API, and any RTILA studio can now become its own cloud, your own self-hosted cloud. So all your RTILA flows can be made available as API endpoints, and then later on you can charge for that access as well. Let's see my little slide. So that was for the API documentation, 5 minutes. I think I did a bit more. Please stop me with questions if you need. Otherwise, I'm happy to go to the next point. I don't know if Eli joined. If you guys see Eli, let me know.
No.
Or Eric. Okay, good. So maybe Mohammed Ibrahim, if you can take the torch, the Olympic torch, or Mog. Sorry, Mog by seniority. Mog, if you can take the torch.
No.
If you see
No
somebody
problem.
asking questions in the chat.
Absolutely. We'll be glad to.
And Mohammed Ibrahim as well, please.
No questions so far in the chat, but for the API, we just have to come up with ideas of the implementation. One is what you just said, to provide scrapping as a service, or the data check, whatever. This is a great idea, really, and specifically, like, I don't know, but just thinking cloud is that possible? Not sure. To trigger, a full automation.
Yes.
Where I just drop a website and then by API triggers it, then the assistant builds the scrapper and then runs it.
Yes, we have one in mind. We have one scenario that we will do a tutorial about it. It's to use Directus, and for example, you have a customer profile, and in the customer profile you have his LinkedIn profile, and we are thinking to do a project where the Directus will trigger RTILA. RTILA will take the URL of that profile, will go into the LinkedIn, get the data like job position, how long is that job, take the photo, and then come and enrich back that customer profile in your Directus or in your database, and we will share the whole flow plus the tutorial on how to do it. Would that be valuable, Mohammed Ibrahim?
Yeah, that's nice. This is a basic enrichment. Yeah, this is really
like
good.
for the enrichment use case, data enrichment from. But happy to take specific use cases and also show some examples, like you said. on how we can add value.
Yeah, amazing. And if the assistant itself, like that's a long shot maybe, but just let's put it together, because can't you have to open Rtilla to get to the assistant and say, hey, this is the website. I want you to scrap this and this and this.
Yes.
Then it responds back to you and everything. But if it can be moved one step further to be like an MCP,
yeah,
then I could, within my, let's say, Claude or within any other application that uses MCP, I say, hey, go and figure out this website. It's an exhibitors list, for example. I don't know how to scrap it. Do the scrapping, everything, and add the step in the last of the end of the project, a webhook, send it to this. Boom. And then
yes, I see what you mean. So we're working on that. We have some limitations, and there is also a bit of knowledge that I will share actually in point 5 today. And we will reach that step by step, and maybe even at one point study more the MCP side, like you said, Mohammed. We haven't worked on the MCP connectivity yet.
now you're almost there. APIs is the step one.
Yeah.
Once you have all the API endpoints, then MCP is just a small, tiny layer on top.
Yes, it's possible. We were thinking to first use the MCP connectivity that Directus has, because Directus allows us to trigger some MCPs and involve them in the flows.
So
Definitely, we will work on that.
MCP is really crazy, and I love it, and I use it all the time. Hey, I'm thinking to build a database of this. This is the business type. This is what do you think? It draws down the fields and it's like, okay, go ahead, do it. It saves you time of building, I don't know, 55 fields in 3 minutes.
Yes, got it. I will show something like that in the example, even if it's not MCP level.
Amazing.
Thanks, Mohammed. Okay, so I think let me show you quickly the video that we released. We're trying to do, because we got many feedbacks from you guys, to do shorter videos on the V8. So we started a series of video of like 5 minutes each. And this is the first one here, if you want to watch it. It's simple. It's like for the first time users who come and download, install, and configure the AI assistant, how to get the API key. And we're going to release a couple of them, maybe half a dozen or even up to a dozen, just to allow people to go step by step and understand RTILA and all the functionalities with small chunks, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 5 minutes, easier to digest. So we took all those feedback and we started the creation of this series. So I just wanted to announce it, and we will release every week, maybe 1 or 2 onboardings. So that's the first one is published. And then today we already converted and we tested the Google Maps for the V8. And I would like to spend maybe just 5 minutes just to show you the skeleton and how it runs. And this is like level 1, which just saves the result in a CSV. And it's level 1 because it's very simple. We don't do a loop in a loop. We use I will show you, we use the search result page as the starting URL, and we go straight to the point, and then we can build complexity, which is what I will show in the live demo about the good practices. So let's look at the Google Maps, and I hope my screen is still shared, yeah? Yes, yeah. I think I see it. Excellent. So, sorry, before I even show you here, the Google Maps has also been released in our downloads section here in the marketplace. You will see there's Gmaps Get Business Data V1. So you can download the JSON file of the V8 and then import it and then play around with it after I show you what it does. So here I have it. If you go to automation projects, and now I can just open our browser-based project manager here in the extension. So this is the Google Map project we have. And sorry, before I actually even open it, let me show you here in the edit settings. So to make things simple, we start with one URL, which is butchers in Alaska. So I chose butchers in Alaska because it gives enough results, but not too many results. When I choose butchers in New York, there's like too much pagination. So here, the idea is that you can put as many URLs of search results as you want, and you don't need to change the project, or you can replace this on the fly via API. You can run this project and send which search results page you want to scrape via the API, and this will be replaced. So that's what I wanted to show you here.
So that could be a placeholder, Mohammed. Maybe just a splash google.com, and real time, it can be replaced
Yeah,
with a start in URL via the API.
let's start.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, so all these settings that you see here can be overwritten via API.
I got it.
Yes, so and that's why I'm showing you this way. When you build the project in this way with the start URL and you focus on like one simple flow, that will prepare your project for being triggered via API. So let's look at it very quickly, and happy to do a bigger tutorial. But we start with butchers in Alaska, and then there are two data sets. There is a first data set that is actually getting all the links of every card. So this will identify all the cards. And here actually it's, if you go into the settings, you will see that we are using role equal article as the container, because that's the repeating container. And inside each container, the A element will give us the link to click. So we do this because we extract the listings. So if there are 60, we will get 60 links, 60 selector path. If there are 200, there will be 200, and that creates the loop to click each one of them. So this is the new way of V8. This is how we prepare the loop to click every business. And then this is when we open a business. For example, if I open this business now this data set focuses on catching the data of a specific business that has been opened here. So this is the second data set that we will extract. And now if I show you the automation way, we wait for the page to load, we initialize the counter. That's not necessary now, but this is how it works. We have an infinite loop that says that as long as the script is true, you will go and click all the elements. And here we're simulating a wheel scroll, a mouse that scrolls like this, like a wheel scroll mouse. This is what works best, and you can import it in other projects. This works best for Google Maps scrolling. Then we wait between every scroll 5 seconds. And at the end of the scroll, I think, Mog, this is also a little bit what you were already doing. At the end of the scrolling, we count how many business links there is for this search keyword. And then that will allow us to create a loop that will not miss any business. And then we have some, if the scroll is stuck, then do this and so on. And then that creates the loop, and we extract. So when we finish the scrolling, we extract all the listing selectors. This is from the dataset called listings. Once we have extracted the listings, we do the actual loop that will get the data. And this loop is for each listing, that the sub item is called item. It's pulling the data from the listings that we just scraped, and it will click the current business, wait for the details to load, and extract the dataset business data. So that's actually quite, once you do the scroll, if I go here, once you do the scroll, the loop is pretty simple, and then you can build on complexity. And I will just run it for you guys to see. Here, if I go now here and I run it, it will load that Butcher in Alaska search results. This here. Now it's doing the wheel scroll in a human way. It waits 5 seconds between every scroll, and it will go until the end. And the way we do is that we count the elements, and if the number of elements doesn't grow after 2 scrolls, that means there is no more elements to show. It will break the scroll loop. Mog, this is the best way to not miss any listing. And now it starts, you see it clicks on the first butcher, Alaska butcher, the second one, the third one, and it catches all the data that is being displayed. So I'm gonna shut it prematurely and just show you guys the scraped data. So if I go to see this project, the first data set is the listings, and there were 22 listings. And then if you go to the business data, we have the four that I let to happen, and we're getting all the reviews, score, name, website URL, and all these things in CSV format. Now you can export it in CSV, but also as JSON, or even as an SQL, as a SQL code to import it where you want later on. So this was about the demo. So please go ahead and download the GMap Get Business Data V1 and just change the project setting URL at the beginning with your own. So I will just redo it for those who discover this. You open here from project panel, and then you right click in the hamburger. Sorry, you click on the hamburger, you edit settings, and you can just change with your Google Map search URL results, or you can put many of them, URL 1, URL 2, 3, and then it will cycle through all of them. All right. Any questions on this template?
No, cool so far.
Ah, that's Mr. Sayonara. Ohio.
Good evening
So
or
actually,
good
I
evening.
should call you Mr.
Good evening,
Ohio.
Eli.
Good to have you, Eli.
Nice to be here. Sorry I'm late.
No worries.
I'm loving it. So
Yes.
far, so good. I'm really loving so far. I've obviously missed quite a bit, but it seems easy enough.
Yes, and now also the templates, although you can do it with the AI assistant, but you can save credits by downloading the V8 template and just asking the AI to modify it for your own purposes. So we will be doing like base level of every template, and then you guys take it to the next level. So this is for Google Maps, and we're doing many others that will follow in the week that comes. And let's see what I had as a point next. Yes, Google Maps.
Can we stick with Google Maps?
Yes, please, Mohammed. Is Mohammed Ibrahim?
Yeah. Okay. A good use case of the Google Maps thing is to go beyond the scrapping, to go for the automation and use it as a CTR manipulation tool. I mean, there's some tools in market. One is called Turbo CTR. One's the famous one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think you need to talk to Mog.
Oh, Mog is doing that. Oh, hey, Mog.
Yes.
Hey, Mohammed, too? Yeah. Mohammed, is that Mohammed Ibrahim? Yeah.
Yeah, you can just say Brian. It's easier.
Yeah. But
So,
yeah, yes, I am.
Are you using Rtilla, the CTR manipulation?
Yes, I am using RTILA.
For CTR manipulation.
Correct. You know, I have overdue stuff to the community. Now that V8 is much stable, I'm working on converting things over. So then I will schedule time to present it to the group for sure.
Yes, and Mohammed Ibrahim, also just to give you context, the idea that we have with the community is that we at RTILA, we will only do like basic level templates because then you as advanced players can promote and sell advanced templates. So that's why we don't want to go now into complex templates, Mohammed Ibrahim, unless it's requested like ad hoc and so on in private. We're happy to work on that, but otherwise we want the community to create more than what we can do because we have a limited team. So that's the idea, Mohammed Ibrahim. And your ideas are good because that means there is a need for it. So if there is a need, one of you, like Mog or you, can list it into the marketplace.
Yeah, I mean, there is dedicated apps for that job, which is like 0.01% of Rtilla power. Easily, Rtilla could become that CTR mob. Because basically, all
Mohammed,
it does is
your
go
sound
through
is.
the
Yeah, sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Mohammed, sometimes your sound cuts off and we miss one or two words.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Is it better now, or just let me try with this?
Or maybe it's your speakers that somehow. No, now we don't hear.
Okay. Now better?
We hear you, so please continue. I'll tell you if some words disappear.
Yeah. Okay. So I said because the whole job is to open the URL, type in the search keyword, I don't know, best butcher in this, and then scroll down until you find that specific business X,
Yes.
and then click on it. Yeah,
Yes.
that's it. So if you keep doing this, but the whole game here is to have multiple anonymous IDs, so you have to rotate the
Yes.
user agents, you have to rotate the
The
proxies,
IPs, yeah,
and
proxies.
you have to rotate this and look like a human by hovering, moving the mouse, and sometimes clicking on the competition and then bouncing back within like 3-4 seconds,
Yes.
and then coming back to your website and then spending time on it, browsing the pages and everything. Within a week, you could lift a GMP listing from like number 40 to number 11.
Yeah, I agree with you. And actually, in the V7, we have a template. I don't know if you saw it. We have a template called Google Search CTR that does the same, but with Google Search.
Yeah, with the websites. Yeah.
Yeah. So that V7 project, we are going to reconvert it to V8, but that's for Google Search. And maybe in that case, if it's a simple CTR like you said, we could do V2 of our Google Maps search for CTR purposes. That is something we can do because it's just like a little bit more, like you said. And then you guys can build more complex and more advanced way of managing CTRs. Is that good, Mohammed? Ibrahim?
Yes, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. I mean, it works everywhere, to be honest. On the Google web search, YouTube, the application
yeah.
can go wide, but the model is the same. Text box, you click on it, you search, then swift through the results to find that result, click on it, and then spend some time on the website. That's it.
Yeah, spend like 30 seconds or 1 minute or something,
Yeah.
Got it. And I think it's a very use case, and we have many SEO agencies and marketing agencies that are actually doing that. That's why we did the first CTR last time. But I know many people in the community are doing it and offering it as a service. And also, Mohammed Ibrahim and Mog, I think Mog, this is also the thought process that you are in the middle of, is that now, instead of offering this service as a standalone, you can offer it as a SaaS. So you build a SaaS, but actually you don't need to build all the functionality of the SaaS. You just need to trigger RTILA to go and do that thing and then present it through the RTILA API to your user. So I think we will cover this more and more on how to get RTILA to power a SaaS. That is presented to the front end user.
Hence the need we've been waiting patiently for the API. Yeah.
Indeed. So it's ready, and
Yeah.
Mog, we can also show you. We will release a video on how to do a URL. We covered that last week, but we will release some better tutorials. How to use Cloudflare tunnels to create a public URL that you can then trigger the RTILA bots from anywhere in the web.
Awesome.
Cool. So let's go back to my slides. And Eli, do you see any questions or any precisions that I could make?
No, I don't see any questions at all. Does anybody have any questions? I know, Mark, you've been really helpful. Go on, Mark.
I had a question just for the benefit of the broad audience, just a feedback overall on folks that I've given access to the V8. Will be good for folks that are a bit more technical, right? While they're validating, they trust the AI assistants, but they want to be able to know where the controls are, where those selectors are. Things have kind of moved to one setting to the other. How do we enable multi-threading capability, right? So we can instantiate multiple browsers to increase the throughput, blah, blah, blah. So that's something, and doing a hello world without the AI assistant. So people still have the fundamentals before they revert to the calculator doing all their math.
Yes. Yes, no, definitely.
So that way they know how to validate and see, oh, this is what's happening, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly part of our onboarding videos, to show people how to start with the basic bricks, and then you get the AI to work with the basic bricks. But also we will cover for advanced users all those settings that you talked about, the parallel workers and all these things. So we've been a bit overwhelmed, frankly. We were excited to launch the V8, and we relied on the AI assistant to teach you guys how to use it, which is actually the way that we're building the documentation. So, but on top of that, on asking the the V8 AI assistant to teach you how to use, we will definitely produce the full documentation. And this next question that I have is actually part of the onboarding videos. This step here, how to use the AI assistant, the good practices, is I think the best thing to know after downloading and installing RTILA. So Dr. Charity, I think I saw a message from you saying that you don't know how, you have troubles installing the V8 or updating
No,
it.
upgrading. She has problems upgrading.
So maybe you can just tell
I
me.
downloaded it.
Okay.
I downloaded it. I can send you an email. I downloaded it and I'm putting in my licensing key, but it's not working. So I'll reach out to you individually.
Yes, please email support ticket and then we can do a session.
Gotcha.
Excellent. So
Same for me, Muhammad, also.
oh, so maybe then it's a common problem. So we will work on
Yeah,
it.
mine,
Yeah.
I tried multiple browsers also. Brave, I tried even Brave for the first time, and it didn't work. I tried also on, I think it was Edge and Chrome as well. Both
Yes.
didn't work.
I think now the only one that works well is Edge. So that's the browser that we are using by default for RTILA. But please, both of you, Mohammed and Dr. Charity, send us a ticket with your operating system, a screenshot, and we will work on this ASAP. Because if both of you have this issue, that means it's a systematic problem. We will solve it.
Thank you.
Cool. So now for those who are able to use the V8 and enable the AI assistant, let me show you the next step, which is the AI assistant good practices. And for that, we're going to use the books to scrape as an example. So here, what is a little bit counterintuitive is that when we as humans, when we talk or we think about a scrapping project, we build the project from the mother loops to the nested loops. What I mean by that is that when we look at the website like this.
Sharing your screen, Mohammed, excuse me.
Yes, Mohammed Ibrahim, you did well. There we go. Share screen. All right. Okay, is it up? My screen is up? Yes, I think I see it in the preview.
Yes.
Cool. So I was talking about this point here, the AI assistant good practices. And what we're going to use to explain the good practices is bookstoscrape.com. And I was saying that naturally, as a human, the way that we think an automation, we kind of build it from outside inside. So we will first think, hey, let me paginate. Let me paginate. So we will start to work on the paginations, on how to go all the 50 pages. And then we start to also, we want to build the pagination for the 20 books inside each page. And then only we go to one listing and we work on the data to scrape. That's how we think. We think from outside, the outside loop, into the next nested loop. And at the very end, we start working on the final page where the data is. That is the natural way of doing things, but actually that is counterproductive in our use case. And the best good practice that we find is to do the reverse, to start with where the data is as the final step of your automation flows should be your first step in designing the automation. Does that explain well my point, Eli, in English?
Yeah, it's very clear, but explain it a bit more so they understand why that would be the case.
Yes, so I'm going to demonstrate why that would be the case, because ultimately, the success of a web scraping automation is that you get the data that you want. And the data that you want is not really in the pagination. The pagination is only the means to reach the data of all those listings. But the ultimate page where the data is this one. So that's why you want to start by verifying first, can I get the data that I want? Can I build the first building block of my automation, which is the final data extraction? And once I know that I can get the title and the price and the stock, and I can maybe clean my data, now I have like the building block, which is very easy now in Rtilla V8 to export this building block, start a new chat, feed this first project and say, okay, now I am able to extract the details of a book. Help me build the loop that clicks all the 20 books of one page. So then you build the first loop. And once you finish with the first loop, then you build the second loop or the mother loop. But let me do it so that we can give it more sense. So you go to one of the listings that has the final data, and we are going to use it reverse Polish notation. Mog, is that standard?
Sorry for the distraction. It's just a mathematical process. The operator follows the operand. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for that knowledge. So let's do that. RPN. So the way you do this is that you come to automation projects, open project manager. And the most easy and best way to start is that you create a new project, and in the start URL, put one of the books or one of the company pages or one of the profiles of a LinkedIn profile or whatever you have, take one of them, that final destination, and use it as your starting URL. And then let's call it now, we're going to call this book data scraping. And this flow will just take the data from this book. So I save this. And the first thing that you want to work once you create this project, and this is why by default we open the data extraction table, is because we want to invite you into this methodology. So before even you start the automation side, you're on the data extraction side. You want to make sure that you can get the data. Now, you could ask the AI from the start and give it this URL and tell it how do I go about it. That's one way. And then you can also start and kind of guide the AI with what you want, or you can give it a try with the manual mode. So there's always two modes of using RTILA. Manual, you build the automation by hand, or you ask the AI. Or you can start with manual, just to build the skeleton to better explain to the AI, and then you ask the AI to complete it. So let me show you this second method, which is I build what I can build as a human, and then I will ask the AI to help me make it better. So I'll create a data set, and I call it book data. And in this data set, I'm going to create multiple properties. So first, the best way is just create the properties that you want. Forget about the selectors for now. Just give them the name. I want the title. I want the price. Okay, I'm going to create price. So this is like very basic. So those of you who are advanced, please bear with me. And then I create for the stock. And then I also want the thumbnail. So thumbnail URL. I'm going to create that thumbnail URL. And then there's some more data here. There is the description. And then I will go and get also product type, which is the UPC here. So I'll get the UPC as well. So this can take a little bit of time, but it is very good for guiding the AI model. Product type, what do we have? And then we have, okay, I'm not going to take the prices. I want the tax. Yeah, the tax, I will take the tax here. And then availability, I already have it in the stock here, so I can ignore it. And the number of reviews. And the number of reviews is in two places. No, only one place. Number of reviews is here, and the rating is here. So I have two information, number of reviews and rating. So I will go here, and I will put number reviews and rating. You save, and this is already kind of you're building manually all the data that you want as a human, yeah? And the first way that you could try if you want to save on tokens or have a bit of control is that now you can go and fetch semi-manually the selectors. So we now have here an assistant for the selector. So you click it and you enable it, and you can now hover. So I can go to the title. I click the title, and just a little bit like we had before, I need to validate. So if there were more than one highlighted element, I would click the X on the other elements so that I can keep only one at the end. So once I'm satisfied there's only one, I validated here to confirm, and it picked up the H1, and if you notice here, I get the title of the book. Then I go to the price, I activate the CSS selector, I hover here, I click price, it's only selecting price, yeah, it's not selecting anything else. I say yes, confirm, and I'm getting the price. Now let's go to the stock. I do with the stock here. I click, I validate, we're getting the stock data. And let's say now, I can also go to the thumbnail URL. I click here, I highlight and click the image, I select it, and I will get nothing. This is because we need a little bit of knowledge. I need, as a human, to, there is no text value, so I need to specify that the attribute is src. And if I put src, it will go there. So if you know a little bit of CSS and JavaScript, you can do this by yourself. This will consume 0 tokens and will give you like full total control. And for the selectors that you are not able to find with this click and point, leave them empty, and then you can ask the AI to complete it, because it will read your project configuration and it will help you complete. So let me give you an example of that use case. So I only did 1, 2, 3, 4 selectors myself, and I will let the AI now, I will ask the AI to continue and find me the missing selectors for my properties. So let's do that. I save here, and from here I can chat with the AI model about this specific project. So I will click the chat here. So now I know that it's chatting about this particular project. And the best way to start an AI assistant conversation is to ask it what does this page do, or what does this project do. Yeah, so I'm going to ask it, what does this project do? And I want to see first if the project has been uploaded to the context of the AI model, and second, if it's able to read that data, and also make sure that it understands what I want to do. So here it says the project is named Book Data Scrapping. It starts with this URL, and then it extracts title, price, stock, thumbnail. So it saw all the properties that I have created. The extracted data will be saved in the final name and everything, and then there's a headless false and so on. So that's good. And then it asks you, do you want me to make any changes to this project? So remember that I only find the selectors for the first 4 until description. So I can tell it, help me complete the job of finding the best CSS or XPath selectors for all my properties. Double check the selectors I have already found, and if you can find better or more resilient selectors, please update mine. Otherwise, find the missing selectors, find the missing properties selectors. So let's see if it understands my English.
Can I chat with the AI in French?
Yes, yes, yes. I saw people using Dutch and Spanish, and so you can do that.
What about in patois?
Ah, that's a good question. We should try. We should try.
What
So
languages does it support? Just curious.
I think it supports all the
serious
languages that Gemini support if you're using
all the
Gemini.
languages that Gemini supports. Okay.
Yeah, of the AI model. Yeah. So guys, we have a little problem with the latest V8 18. The AI system has kind of lost a little bit the context. Yeah, but it's saying actually it didn't do the URL analysis. So I need to tell it, yes, do the URL analysis to figure out the selectors, because I started building it, so it should have done that before. So I'm going to tell it to explicitly do that URL analysis. And this is a little bit not working perfectly. Yes. So we have a little bug here with Gemini 2.5 flashlight. So I need to switch, I think, with 2.5 Pro. This should work. Let's see. And we're about to release an update that solves that. So let's go back to the AI assistant, and I will tell it again. I can copy back this prompt and then send it again. This takes a couple of seconds. It also got slower when we did this change, even with Gemini 2.5 Pro. So this will be solved very soon, but hopefully it can still do the analysis.
In the meantime, Dr. Charity is asking, will the update include Gemini 3?
Yeah, that's a good question. We are going to give you the ability to change the model so that if there is a new model coming in, you can just write the model name from the API side and it will pick it up. So yes, Gemini 3 is already supported. It's just that we didn't have the option to select it. We will update that as well.
Isn't it easier, just to do Open Router?
Yes, we're working on that. We actually started an integration with Open Router, and then you can choose whatever you want on Open Router side. It will be coming soon.
So then if you add also a command in middle that can send to Open Router and input results, it would be really great. During the Scrap, the web automation.
We will reach out to you for more details, but definitely Open Web Router is something that we're working on.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. So 2.5 was able to analyze the URL, and let's see what it told me. It said, of course, I have analyzed the page and found robust selectors for all properties in your dataset, and it built the selectors, and let's look at them. It's using CSS for the price. It's using CSS for the stock availability. And then here it's also using a CSS for the image. And then you see here it's using an XPath for the UPC, which is the best way because for this structure of this HTML, CSS is not the best. It's not the most resilient. So automatically the AI was able to find a good XPath. So this looks good. And I will just say it, yes, yes, run the project. And then, so this is part of the little bug that we have. The model is overloaded. Oh, I know what's going on. I'm using the free API, and I've used too much of my Pro 2.5. So let me go back and change again. I should use my paid API key for the demos. So let's try with Flashlight, which has more free allocations. And also, I think Mog, you said that we should save tokens. So let me run it manually, actually. So here I will do this. 1 second. I'll run it manually. And it already scrapped the data. And
I just don't want our community folks to get too lazy.
Yeah. Sorry, I did a mistake and I stopped it too early. So I launch it again. I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong here. I double click, so start a new run. Yes, it opened the page, it got the data. Now it's getting the last data, and now I can close. So don't close too early, which I did before. Close when you see here that there is only one button which is close. Okay. If I look at the scraped data, this is book data scrapping, and you can see here that we're missing some data. We're missing the thumbnail of the image, and we're missing the rating, the number of reviews. But if you notice here, guys, the rating is using the word 3. Did you notice here? And
yep.
This is a very smart thing that the AI is doing, and I didn't ask it to do it, but let me show you. This was very hard to do before. If I inspect the code, if I look at the rating here, it is weirdly done because it is about the number of stars. So you would expect that we should count the number of yellow stars. So the rating should be 1, 2, 3, 3 yellow stars over 5, yeah? But when you look into the HTML, there is 5 stars, and all these stars have the same format. They don't have a different CSS selectors, so we don't know which one is green, which one is yellow, which one is not yellow. So this, with a normal scrapper, we will not get the review. But then the AI model has noticed that the class here contains a word, and the word is actually the rating of the reviews. And then it captured the word 3. You see here, it captured it for me. It got it from the class, so it understood that what I'm looking for is inside the class name, not even a text value. So this is like very powerful that the AI did that by itself, but it's still missing the thumbnail and the number of review, and I can give it this feedback. I can say missing the thumbnail URL, the number of reviews. So I go back now to the AI assistant. The project is working.
Mohammed, did it overwrite the thumbnail that we did, or?
Yes, I think it overrode the thumbnail that we did, and probably changed, probably forgot to put the how you call it, the SRC attribute, yeah. And most of the properties were scraped except the thumbnail URL, the number of reviews. I think that's all. Only these 2 were missing. And the number of reviews. Check how to get these missing properties. And let's see if it can figure out what's the issue. And again, apologies, I'm using the free key, and I've already kind of almost reached the limit of that free key. Let's see. Yeah, I'm probably, you know, when you're using the free key, I think they queue the AI model query.
So while that is running, I did have a question on the chat.
Yes, please.
The question was follow suits with Dr. Charity. By the way, that's a marvelous name. As far as like the licensing, is the team URL also an equivalent way of activating?
Yes, it is. Yes. So you see this video that we released, that I told you, this video here. It also shows how you can use the team URL to activate the V8 license. And then we have also in our documentations, in the docs here, you can see here team URL here, team member activation URL. That will explain to you how to generate a team URL and how to use it from the user side. So that's kind of like a sub-license. Instead of giving your main license key and exposing it to your team, you can just give them a team URL license, and then only you as the owner can know the main key, the main license key. Dr. Charity, does this respond to your question? Or maybe
I would just suggest an alternate ways to test this. Yeah.
Yeah, we can maybe we can cover it with another tutorials as well. So I think I'm running out of my credit limits with my free tier. I've been bombarding it too much. I think this is not going to help us. And unfortunately, I don't have my paid API key on hand. So let me switch to another way, which is the other way to trigger this is to start with the AI chat. And if I had started with the AI chat, this is the prompt that I would have used, which is, even before starting, I would just tell it, analyze this URL and let me know what kind of data we can scrape. So this is always a very good beginning, that you start with the page where at the end the data is, and ask the AI, what can I scrape? Because sometimes it will find some data in the source code that we didn't necessarily see on the front end, and it will tell you can get also the date of publication or something else that maybe I missed it as a human. So this is just sharing the prompt, because I think if I run it now, it's still hitting my limits, I think, unless maybe a few minutes passed. Okay, it looks like maybe it's gonna let me do it.
By the way, Mohammed, I'm working on the Olama setup, and also exposed it to, via Cloudflare to be able to call it directly through RTILA. I'm quite close. It may be similar to basically the base URL, what you guys have probably done. Yeah, I'd like to actually document that.
Yes, that's actually part of what we will do as well. We already developed a template for V8 to call Olama locally, and then we will cover another tutorial on how you share Olama through, like you said, a web URL, and then an RTILA.
Yeah, with all
API
the security and all that. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, in a secure way, you can share your local Olama AI models. So I was lucky this time to show you guys the other approach, which I started with the AI chat, but I don't ask it to scrape immediately. The good practice is to ask it what kind of data is there, because you want to double check if there is no proxies needed, if there is no CAPTCHA, if there is no login wall. Sometimes something will block the AI, and unless you double check as a first step that the AI can read the final page, you will maybe spend half an hour or 1 hour and wasting a lot of tokens, and actually the end page is not accessible for some reason. So that is why we advise that you always start your first prompt with verifying and giving to the AI the URL and telling it, tell me what data is there. So I got an answer, and also it gives you like how it thinks. You see here, it didn't activate the CAPTCHA. There is no forms, there are no iframes, there is no pagination. So it did kind of some sort of analysis, and it counted the number of nodes. So all this gets to the AI and informs the AI. And now it told me, based on the analysis, this is what you can get: the title, the description, the image. And you see here, Mog, it figured out that it's the source SRC attribute that we should get. And then it noticed that there is the price, and it's going to use the price color as that. And then it will get the availability from this UPC. It also identified where to get the UPC. And you see here, star rating, the class attribute of the P element contains the actual word for the count. So it got it as well. And then also it's trying to count the objects. What is this? Number of images, number of links, number of tables. And then it tells you, we know that there is no CAPTCHA, no forms, no iframes, no heavy complicated things to deal with. And now I know that it can scrape this website. So if my tokens allow, I will tell it good. Now build for me the project to get all these identified data. And hopefully the credits will go through and I can get it. And I'm surprised actually, because I was doing some tests today to calculate how far we can go with the free Gemini key. And I think what I didn't realize is that the speed is much slower than when you use a paid account. So this is like much slower, like maybe 30 seconds, sometimes 1 minute of waiting.
It gives us time humans to think though, which is good. Yeah, grab a cup of water, stretch.
Yes.
Then plan out your next, level of attack.
But it was faster. I think we messed up something in the way that we send the context, because this was faster even with the free API. So we may improve this on our side, and we may also hit some limitations from the Gemini model side. So it could be a combination of both factors, because this is like extremely slow. So I think I hit the threshold again of maximum tokens per minute. But the objective was to share the prompt. That's what that's what is most important. Oh, he got it. Okay, so now it built it, and it built all the stuff, description. You see the image, it's getting the image and the SRC. That's good. It's applying a regex rule to the star rating.
Nice.
Stock availability. It's doing cleanings. You see, it's doing some regex for us, some cast float. I don't know what the hell is that, but I think it's doing the job. And this is the second way of doing it. And sometimes Dr. Charity is probably like me. Like, what is this? It's like,
Yeah,
like Chinese.
you're speaking like an American.
And sometimes what I do, guys, is not to run it, because remember, one of the best use of the AI assistant is to teach you and to learn, so that maybe next time you can do it without the AI assistant. So I don't run it now. I want to go and check how it did it. So this is the new project that was created with the AI. When a project is created with by the AI model, it will have this little robot icon. You see, generated by AI. This is the one that I built myself manually. So this way I can differentiate which ones were created by the AI and which one I created manually, and I got the AI to help me with this button here. So now I'm going to study what the AI did. I'm opening the project manager. I go here, and this is what the AI did. Let us look at the configuration, because the AI has a different approach. It did what I did as well. It started with the start URL being the book. It used the book name as a title, and then the logging, it kept it at console. No need CAPTCHA, no need proxies, no need human-like. Okay, that's good. If I now open it, I can see and test here. It created title, and if I refresh, indeed, the project is working. It's cleaning the price. You see here? Sorry. AiA, it removed the beer pound sign. You see here?
Yeah.
By itself. So let's look at that. If I look at the price, it got the price CSS selector color. It's getting the text, and there are two transformations. One, maybe Mog, you can explain better what this does. 09 plus.
Yeah, it's just getting the numerical value from that text. Yeah.
So meaning that it will avoid the pound sign?
Exactly. So
okay, cool.
every numerical value, including a period. Yeah.
Excellent. And what is cast float? This
because it has a decimal, so
okay.
it wants to include that.
So I can look smarter now, because it looks like it's me who did this. So, but this is just to share with you guys that the AI model is now getting better at cleaning our data for us. And if you can learn more now, like we just did with Mog, and then next time I can say, hey, this is a decimal number. I better tell the AI to add a cast. And also I know now that to get just the numeric value, I can use this for next time. So I can learn from this. And I'm also curious to know how it did for the star rating or the image URL. We were talking about image URL. So it finds this CSS selector, it selected attribute, and it used SRC. And we can see the URL, the image URL right here. And the rest, meta description is not working. So I think that's all what it missed. Attribute content. Maybe that's actually just text. No. So this I can ask the AI model to double check the meta description. Oh, it's trying to get the meta description from the metadata, no? From the meta tag. You see, it's from the meta tag, from the header. So I will need to tell it that you're looking at the wrong description. Get me the description that appears after product description, and then maybe it will target it with the next path. But overall, guys, this is the second way of the good practice. And just to summarize, the first good practice I showed you was to create it manually, build the skeleton, and ask the AI model to enhance the skeleton and finalize your project, or start a project with the AI, but ask it first to study the website and tell you what is there and what it can do. And once it tells you what it can do and you double check that it's not saying some nonsense, then you let it build for you the project. And every time, please always take the opportunity to study what the AI has done from one project to another to better guide it, but also to learn yourself on how to use the AI assistant. So that was the objective of today. I didn't want to have too much data at once. I was really looking at this AI assistant good practices. The objective was to do a 5, 10, 15 minutes video. So hopefully we can extract that from today's interactions. I will stop sharing and take some questions and guidance from you guys. Stop sharing here.
Mohammed, just from a overall best practice,
Yes.
Typically just for the community, you can't always assume that a website is not going to have like CAPTCHA. So after you're running it, so making sure you're doing the proper testing. Mission critical areas is if you have a login system, you're authenticating. I think Mohammed showed Facebook login.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to do those sessions. Sometimes you're scraping Google Maps. You're gonna, after you're running it for a while, it may introduce. So my question is, from a best practice standpoint, does it make sense to have the CAPTCHA solver enabled? What is the impact, to us from a performance standpoint? Does this kind of have a degradation to the runtime, or through as we observe through testing? What is a good best practice, to check, especially mission critical areas like your login stage? If something has like a login, preventing it, does it have like a Cloudflare CAPTCHA? Does it have, two-factor, things like that?
Yes, so I'll give you first the context of what we wanted to do today and then reply to that. So as a first step in the V8 onboarding, we really invite you guys, especially the newcomers and the beginners, to start with book to scrape, or a website that doesn't have a login, that doesn't have too many pagination or loops, because you need to first be able to scrape data from a very simple website. Because most of the time we have new users, they come and they want to scrape very complicated websites that are very secured, very complex paginations. And even with the AI model, because the user doesn't yet understand the level of complexity and is not dividing the complexity, the AI model tries its best, but it burns tokens and it's not getting the proper guidance from the human side. So I think this was the biggest learning for me, is that starting with the most simple use case, when I mastered the most simple use case, I build on complexity and I build on also my knowledge and my capacity to guide the AI assistant. Now that covered, Mog, you're right to highlight that, because this AI assistant good practices, we can call it good practices for simple website, that doesn't have any protection. Now, there is a second use case. We can actually take the opportunity to create the video out of these interactions, is when you deal with behind login websites. So let's say LinkedIn, I think that's what you were saying, Mog,
Yeah, LinkedIn, Facebook.
all these websites. So that's weird. I think the way I typed LinkedIn here. So even with my normal browser, I'm not able to go to LinkedIn. It's probably, do I have a VPN? I don't have a VPN. Looks like an SSL certificate issue. Okay, let's do it again. I'll just go with this URL and see if
You
this
can't
works.
see your screen.
I'm not sharing my screen.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, because I was not able to load it until now. All right, I was able to load LinkedIn, So I'll just go to linkedin.com feed. This is, I think, where you land when you just log in. So when you have a website that requires a login, or the data that you want is behind a login wall, and let's say you start a new conversation, do not ask the AI model to start building for you, because it will not see anything. It will just see the login area with the login email and password. So you will burn credits, and then it will spend more time trying to build the login than actually getting your project done. So for any website that you need to log in first to get the data, it's much better for you to come to automation projects, open the project manager and create the project manually. And there are 2 or 3 things that are very useful. So I'm going to create the project. Let's call it LinkedIn profile scraper. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to this LinkedIn page. I save the project. Now, when I go here, the first time you do it, you will not be logged in this because it kept my how you call it, session. So I'm going to sign up to show you guys how it looks like when you do it for the first time. When you do it for the first time, it will be like this. Now, 2 actions that you need to, there are 2 sessions that you need to create. You need to create a session inside the RTILA Studio inspection, this tool here. So first, sign in manually. Don't waste your time trying to build the login as a flow, because as a beginner, this will just add complexity. You want to just go and get the data. So sign in manually. Again, I have it in history, but you will not have it as a history. Just go and sign in, put in the login and password. And RTILA is very good right now in terms of stealth mode. It's not being detected by LinkedIn or by Facebook as a bot. So we can easily create a session on many secured websites. Once you do that on the inspector side, go to the web automation, add a wait command, for example, 60 seconds. So this is in milliseconds. 1 millisecond is 1 second. So 60,000 milliseconds. That would be 60 seconds. And before I show you, I'm going to log out again. Sign out. So two login sessions to create. One inside the Selector data extraction here when we launch RTILA Studio, but also then add the 60-second wait and then go and run this project. It will wait 60 seconds and then log in again from the browser run context. So this is going to open, you see here, it's a new context. You have to log in from here as well, and I have 60 seconds. So I'm going to log in from here. You just have to do it once on both sides. So now, and here you do the 2-factor authentication mug, whatever LinkedIn may ask you to verify. You create the session on the run browser, you save it so that next time you don't have to enter it. And now you don't have to wait the 60 seconds, you can just close it. So this is the most important thing to do when you're dealing with a project that needs to access a website that has a login, is to create it. So number 1, create the project manually, like I did here, create new project. Once you create the project, log in inside here, inside the inspection mode. So now I'm going to log in like this. Once you log in inside the inspection mode, add a web automation command for 60-second wait, save, go run it from the browser, create the browser side session. And after you do that, after you log in again from the browser side section, so now you can see that it kept it from my last attempt. Now you're ready to start working on this project. This is what I wanted to highlight, is that this is the most important thing, is to create the profile sessions. And Mog, just for your information and for the community, this profile session that I created now with this with this LinkedIn account is my personal account, yeah? And with RTILA, if you need to log into different LinkedIn accounts, let's say the LinkedIn account of your clients or another LinkedIn account, what you need to do is that you need to go to General, Preferences, Profiles, and this is General, which is my Mohammed account, and then create a new profile. For example, that is LinkedIn account 2, and then log in with this profile into RTILA and log into LinkedIn account with that second LinkedIn account. So this way you have multiple profiles and there are multiple RTILA users profiles. That's how you can handle multi social media accounts. You separate the context. So that was an aparté, but
do we still partner with Incognito? What's the
yes, we will still work on the Incognito integration. We haven't brought it yet. For now, it's only on the V7.
Okay.
But a number of things that we were we were only able to do with the incognito, we can actually do them now with RTILA, including this project, this, how you call it, multi-profile management with multiple sessions.
Yeah.
And also, when you create a profile, you can assign a password. And when you create a new profile, let's call it, for example, social, because I can log into all my social medias RTILA. I'm going to log into all the social media accounts. For RTILA, I can protect it with a password so that if somebody else uses my computer, he will not or she will not access my e-banking session or my YouTube account. I can do that. But now when I do this as well, Mog and Mohammed Ibrahim, when I log in as social media RTILA profile, the API will give me a different bearer token that will load all the sessions of social media RTILA account. So I will cover this later on. I just wanted to give you like a preview of this multi-profile management.
The power of playwright. Yeah.
Go ahead, Mark.
No, go ahead, Eli.
Yeah, okay. So what I wanted to ask here is these are the profiles of the Rtilla system itself, right?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But not the profiles of the projects. If you remember, like in the earlier versions, there used to be a table of a profile.
Yeah. That's exactly the difference I wanted to highlight, Mohammed Ibrahim. Thank you. Last time, every project was holding the login sessions for that specific project. But now the login sessions, they are not linked to the project, they are linked to the RTILA user profile. And this way it holds better, and also it allows us to use the same project and then just switch the profile so that when you use the API, you just change your bearer token and you can now launch the same automation under a different login session of LinkedIn. So the same LinkedIn automation can log in with Mohammed account, and then you can log in with the RTILA account, and then you can log in with a third user account, but it's the same automation that I trigger.
Okay. So the projects remains the same, and I could just rotate the profiles over the projects, right?
Let me show you. So you just replace the bearer token. So for example, here, if I go to project manager, right now I am using RTILA as a profile called general, yeah? So as my session as general user of RTILA, if I enable remote execution, I get this bearer token here. This bearer token is linked to the RTILA profile called general, yeah? So it will trigger the RTILA profile, and it will use all the profile sessions that belong to the general user. But if I go now here and I stop RTILA, I will close and I will launch it again. When I launch RTILA will ask me to choose which profile I want to use, because now I have a second profile. I hope I saved it. I think I saved the user, yeah. You see now I have general, which has my personal LinkedIn profile, and I have social media, which is a second user in RTILA, and you see everything is different. I can configure it in a different way. I can enable, how you call it, dark mode and so on. And I will need to just re-import the project. Sorry, my mistake. I will need to re-import the project, which I will do here.
Okay. But this is not easy user
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, we will address it.
Yeah, this is a user profile, a system user profile in this case. But what I was talking about is a web browsing profile. You know? So in the same user profile A, I could have 5 Facebook profiles to run the same automation. It would be easy to keep the bearer token, but just to pass the profile ID maybe as a parameter.
So that's one of the limitations or ways that is different with V8, is that it was difficult to have multiple sessions of the same website on the same user of RTILA. So that's why we splitted it. But now I realize that we lose the ability to run the same project using different login sessions. Yeah. That was we will address it, Mohammed. But right now, just to show you. You're right. It's very useful to have that. But just for the sake of,
it's also, I mean, what you guys did is great for a different use case. This is great, for like SaaS systems and multiple
Yes.
user thing. This is awesome for that. But to have different personas or different avatars, let's say, it would be much better if it's in the same user profile but multiple web browsing profiles, because then I could aggregate the data. Yeah, I
Yes,
would
I see what you mean.
log in with 5. Sometimes websites would limit you also like on a number. So
Yes.
I could use 5, 7 different footprints profiles
Yeah.
to scrap, from 1 to 200 in the first one, then 201 to 400 in the next one, and so on. And
Yes.
then I want all of that 1,000 rows in the same data set.
I see what you mean. I think there is a way we can offer that, either through the API, give you guys one more control level through the API to load a specific profile session. But for now, this is how we were managing it, is that this bearer now is different, and you could call a copy of that
Yes.
profile with this bearer to load another profile session. But your feedback is taken and it's valuable. So,
Mohammed, can I just jump in and
yes,
suggest
please.
something to make it easy? So the way you've done it, where you can go into the main settings and add profiles, I think is a really good way, and the way you've done it. But when we go into projects, you see how we go into the individual projects and the settings which you show us.
Yeah.
To me, it would make sense if we can just have like a drop down, so you can choose the profile of the system profiles that are already sitting in there.
Yes.
So straight away, the system profile, let's say we've got 5 profiles, profile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the system profile. So when we come into the individual projects, when we come to now look at profiles, all we do is choose the profiles, drop down box, because the system is feeding off the master profiles, right? So the layman who uses this, everyone can then use it. It's easy for everyone from advanced to basic. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, and so there is an underlying reason why we haven't done the things in the same way as V7 is because you remember we kind of pivoted for enterprise users, and we've built it in a way that things are isolated for audit and security. But I take what you guys are saying. I think if I understand correctly, we could add here one more option where I could load this project with a different profile of RTILA user. Yeah.
Yeah. Just bringing
So
those controls from the settings here. Yeah.
Yes, we could add it to the settings, and if we add it to the settings, then you can also switch the user profile session via API and say, I want to run this project, but with the RTILA session profile. So that's one way.
That's yeah.
That's one way. And then I wanted to show you another way. The one that we were planning to do is that, so let me log out, let me quit RTILA and come back with my main profile, just to show you the ID that we had. So I quit RTILA, I restart it, and this time I'm going to use my main profile where I have more login sessions. Okay, now I will log in. I think somebody has a microphone on. You can please disable it. Okay, so now I'm on my main profile. The other way that we were thinking is that we will build like some kind of team feature where I can say this project, I share it with this user session and this user session, but not that user session. So that this way I don't have to duplicate my projects among different users of RTILA. So that's also one way that we are planning to do. And I think your feedback of today is also valuable. We will try to build both ways of linking RTILA sessions, user sessions, with websites user sessions, and give you like the most flexible way of switching either side. So this is also advanced use case of RTILA, but we will definitely work on it. Okay, I think this covered even more than what I planned. So thank you guys for bringing this up. Let's go back to
Can I just quickly say to Dr. Charity, I've been dying to, because she asked she actually not asked the question, but she actually says, I like method 2 better. Dr. Charity, are you talking about the method without the AI and just actually get your hands dirty? Is that the method you're talking about, or have I got that wrong? I think she's gone.
Yes, probably she. What was the context? Yeah, it could be that. It could be that.
It was the method. Sorry about that. I have to go take care of the baby. It was a method of asking AI first, like, what can you do? What can this project do? That's what it was. And then going that way instead of coming to it and say, hey, I need you to do this and do this. And I'd rather know what the capabilities are first and then go that way. Yeah, I like that.
Very good. And congrats for the baby. That's a super cool event. A new beautiful life joined us.
I'm telling you, wonderful.
Yes.
Any other questions? Anybody got any other questions at all? Dr. Charity, thank you. I love the sound of a child in the background. There's no better sound, trust me. It just makes me smile. You've made my day. Any questions?
Hello, everybody.
Alan.
Hello. How you doing, my man?
How's everybody? Everybody's looking smiley face today. It's a wonderful thing.
That's because we heard the sound of a baby. That's why, Dr. Charity.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I put a question in the chat. I was wondering if we're going to have the benefit of a manual on V8 on how it operates, like an operation manual, PDF maybe?
That's a good point, Alan. So we first have to catch up with the documentation, documenting all the features, how to configure everything. That's our first thing. Yeah, we're working on it. The second that was the most demanded was shorter onboarding videos, which we started. And then maybe later we can have a more in-depth discussion with you on this ID. Are you talking like kind of like a user manual that takes you through different steps so that you can achieve a whole project of getting data, enriching data?
Well, more importantly, how it works, how it operates. So, like the question Dr. Charity posed about what can you do, that type of thing from a functionality standpoint. Get to know the realm of what it's capable of. I think that'll help us a lot. For me, for example, I just don't know what I don't know. So when I know, I say, oh well, you're supposed to be able to do such and such and such and such. So hook me up. I don't know what it can do. I was thinking maybe if we had a V1 on the V8.
Yes, no, let's try that out because even for myself, I'm in the same situation as you as I discover more complex stuff. So look at this. Do you see?
And so what you would do is then what you would do is then you would just complement it as new things come up, new modules, new capabilities. You just update your version on it. But to have an initial version at this point would be wonderful.
Yes, no, definitely. But let's there is something already available. If you see my screen, do you see my screen, Alan?
I do. Hi, I'm Rtilla.
Yeah, so you can ask, for example, what can RTILA do? Give me few use cases. So again, I'm using the free thing, and it may not give us very good, but you see here, it already can reply you some stuff. It tells you it can be used for a wide range of web automations like e-commerce, product scrapping, real estate lead generation, market research, competitor
Oh, is that Chat GPT you're on?
This is Gemini.
Oh, Gemini.
Gemini, the free model.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you can ask this. So this is like generic. What can RTILA do in terms of how you call it generic use cases? But I can tell it also. But I want to know about the technical capabilities of RTILA, such as CAPTCHA resolution, other security avoidance, types of programming languages it can do, etc. So you can ask these kind of questions, and there is already enough training material.
Can RTILA do desktop automations? Can
Exactly. That's yeah.
can
So
it do this?
the model is
Mhm.
overlaid. Yeah, and you can even ask something, Mog, that I think for you guys, the advanced users. I need to wait a few minutes because I consume too many credits too fast. But what I would do is, you can ask, what is the tech stack used by RTILA, and what kind of commands we can run in a flow, yeah, in a project. For example, can I run a command that will check the Olama LLM, the Olama available models? You know, there is a command line that you do Olama space list, you know, Olama list.
I think it's still okay if you put project flow, qualify that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that could work. Yeah, but
I
I
like
want,
that.
yes, and here you will tell you that what kind of language it can execute and what kind of framework. So let's see here, for example, it will tell you. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, RTILA technical capabilities are designed to handle complex web automation scenarios. CAPTCHA resolution, it's built in, and then you just put your API key from to CAPTCHA. Security avoidance, there is humanoid mode, proxy management, and user agent customization. Programming languages, while RTILA projects are defined in JSON, the engine itself is built using JavaScript and the Dino runtime. So this also tells you that you can actually run Dino functions or Dino environment, yeah? And then you can also run anything that Playwright can do. And then the run script can allow you to execute JavaScript in the browser. And the JavaScript can import statement to utilize Dino modules. So I don't know what is that, but I think developers will know, yeah? Okay, browser automation, type of files, database interaction, messaging queue. I haven't used this yet, so maybe this, you know what it is, Mog, but you can kind of deal with all these systems, including AWS, SQS and stuff, API integration, and then here you have the tech stack, Dino, Playwright, JavaScript. It tells you the main commands, the main interactions, the data extraction, the flow control, script and logic. So
Like
this
a full audit on what your dev team have been doing.
yes, yes. So it's good for you guys to know what you could call, yeah. And for example, regarding the question, can I run a command that will check the Olama? So I forgot to tell it that it's a command line. It's a Windows here CLI command line interface. It's a command line interface. However, you could achieve similar outcomes using the run script, and it tells you how you can do that. You can open the API and reach to the AI model, to Olama through the API. And then there is a Deno module for Olama that we could potentially import and use.
Okay.
Okay, so
Alan, the great way of doing it this way is you have basically your own tutor being very specific to your questions. So
exactly,
will be no better documentation. Once Mohammed has actually built everything and all the information that's needed, there'll be no better documentation than the one you asked for in real time.
That's right. And actually, I'm building documentation by chatting with our agent. So for example, you can tell it about the API, give me the endpoint to use and all the filtering options for retrieving results.
That's amazing.
I still overloaded my credits. So you just be patient with the free tier, you wait another few minutes, and it will tell you, Mohammed Ibrahim, all the stuff that I put in the documentation, I got it from a chat with the AI model.
That's amazing. I have a question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so it's not a question actually. A feature, because I don't know if you have noticed, I wrote it in the community as well. It's like some of the web scraping agents that I've been using in the past have this feature. Now we do have it as in the project itself. but we wanted it to be on the logs only, which is a screenshot feature.
Oh, we have the screenshot, yeah. So
No,
we
you
have
have
a
the
screen.
in the
Yeah, we
main
have
project, not in the logs. Did you do it in the logs, project logs,
in the
as when you
project
go?
logs. So there are two places where screenshot is mentioned in RTILA. There is when you are, let me show you here, when you are with the AI assistant here, to make it better, we're doing computer vision analysis. So it takes a screenshot of the URL and sends it to the AI to improve the AI behavior. Yeah. So this is done in the background for you. You can disable it if you want to save on tokens. But usually we make a screenshot of that web page and send it to the AI model. And then in our training of the AI models, we included how to use the run script command to make a screenshot and save it to the local disk.
That's correct. Could you please open the project logs from the project runs?
From the here.
Yeah, execution logs. Yeah, I mean over here. Yeah. That's when things goes wrong. You come here usually, and these screenshots doesn't need to be high quality, and it can be only deleted every 3 days or whatever. It's just to track. So there's this system called Automatio.
Yeah.
That we've been using. They have this feature. They put it every. You define how much you want it, or you can put it in your web automation sequence.
Yeah.
To take a screenshot for the logs. So it's a lighter one, and it's auto-deleted every so. Then it does not overload your database, and it's only yes. So then you will see it breaking down because there was a pop-up, or whatever that you didn't notice. That's why your automation is breaking down.
I see what you mean. So you want to kind of take screenshots at multiple steps to identify visually where something could have gone wrong.
Yes. That's when the projects.
So for example,
take every here and then they make a new pop-up with a new way
I
that
see what you mean.
To break down automations. Using
I saw
this
that
feature.
actually. I saw that in a software called PriceYak. That was like kind of automating the price comparison of not AppSumo, Amazon, and they were doing screenshot on everything of the step.
Yeah, correct.
I see what you mean. We will think about how to do it, but you can already do it with the AI or manually. After a click, after a page load, you can take a screenshot and save it on your disk. But we will figure out. We will think of a way that you could sort of activate inside the logs to also take continuous screenshot at certain intervals or after certain actions. Is that what you were saying?
Yes, and to be auto-deleted, because if you're running runs, auto-deleted, with an interval, I don't know, you could define that or make it fixed or whatever, because you don't need to keep it for the next week. It's just if the project breaks down today, you want to check it.
Got it. It makes sense. Yes. So I think the best way for that is that you see here when we have in Project Manager. In Project Manager, we already have in the edit settings, we have the level of loggings. You see here, level of loggings. So you can get only the errors. So maybe here on top of the log file option, which is like to save it to a file, we could take screenshots every now and then or after every action.
Yes, that would be awesome. Yeah.
Okay, got it. We will check with the tech team and see what can be done.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Cool. So now I forgot what I was doing before that. I think I was showing something, Eli. I was saying, to Alan, to reply to Alan. Yes, I was replying to Alan. Alan, I was replying you that you can ask the AI assistant to teach you about what you can do with RTILA. That's where I was, here. So does this provide some guidance, Alan?
Yeah, so how do you actually access the AI assistant? I haven't tried it out yet.
Yeah, here when you open RTILA, you go to AI assistant, new conversation.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, and here,
gotcha.
Just like you do with ChatGPT, you can do it inside RTILA and just ask RTILA, and then you can give a website. You can say, this is the website I have. What kind of information do you think I can pull, or can I automate this website by doing X, Y, Z? And it will tell you if it can be done, and then it can even propose to you to build some of that project or the full project.
So if I have a project currently that I'm working on, I could bring it over to the assistant and it'll build the bots for me.
Yeah, exactly. You see here in the attachment file, you can load one. Let's say I already have a project from before. Somebody did, or you downloaded the template. For example, you downloaded the Gmap template. So you attach it here and you say, here is the Google Maps scrapping template. Check what it does and let me know how I can add, I'm just making it up, pagination if Google Maps has multiple pages. It doesn't have actually, but I'm just saying. So you could take an existing project, ask the AI to analyze it and add something to it. Yeah. So unfortunately, I will not do it because I'm already short of tokens.
Right.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. How much tokens does it start you out with?
So
The AI assistant.
We have a video about that. The free, let me show you here for you guys to know. It's Studio, it's Google AI Studio, this one, Google AI Studio. So today I was just testing with completely free. So all the use I have done today of RTILA was using a free key. So you see here the free tier. I just opened an account here. I got this API key. I copied it. I put it in RTILA. And then you can go to usage and billing. And you see here, these are my queries and my tokens. And if you go to rate limit, it will tell you how much of the rate limit you see here. With 2.5 flash, I already used 230,000 tokens out of 250,000 tokens. So this will refresh. This is token per minute. That means that I need to wait 1 minute before I can use again. But this is completely free.
Okay.
Yeah. And also I did three queries per minute, and I can do 15 queries per minute. So this is all for free. But of course, when it comes for free, you just need to wait a little bit longer, which is what I was showing you.
The other question I have is as far as like, if you had some sensitive data, you probably wouldn't want to use that, huh?
That's right. Yeah. So good point. Let me show you here. When you are in the general here, preferences, AI assistant, you can see here that we have already the local LLM. It's not working yet, but we are doing some final tests and some training. I can use GPT-OS or I can use Qwen, and this will be local with my own graphic card and my own local LLM. So everything I do, my knowledge, my intellectual property, my data, will not be shared with the cloud AI. It will be with the local LLM. But this is pretty complicated. This is still pretty complicated. We're working on it. We hope that Q1 of 2026, if you guys have a big GPU, you can do everything in total privacy and without exposing anything.
How big a GPU we need?
At least 24 gigabytes of RAM for GPT-OS, because this one is big. But there are other models that you just need. I would say the minimum you need to have decent work is an RTX 3060, which has 12 gigabytes of VRAM. And this card costs $300 or $400 in the second-hand market. So it's not a big expense.
Okay.
And it gives you unlimited tokens, because this is your own computer doing the GPU work. So you will not have the limitation that I have because I'm using the free Gemini API key. Yeah, but for now, Gemini is pretty good, and for free, I have been able to develop many projects, many templates that I shared today on the marketplace. I spent $0 to make them. Hopefully that answers your question, and let's see.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. And if there is something else here. Dr. Charity was saying, will it build it for you or give you the steps to build it yourself with RTILA? So Dr. Charity, both are possible. It can give you the steps and teach you how it does, but essentially it can also build it for you. And sometimes it will ask you questions like, there are two ways of pagination. You can use the page number or you can use the click next. Which one is better? And here, another good practice for you guys. When you do not know what's the best way, when the AI model tells you there is option A and option B, the most valuable way to answer it is to tell the AI, please choose the way that is the most resilient, because the selectors will change and then there will be securities and stuff. So you just ask it to do the most resilient, the most stable choice. And that usually gets you always the best decision. So I hope that answers you, Dr. Charity. Excellent.
It did. Thank you. It did. I have another training that I have to hop off to, but this has been great. And I went to the docs page and I just put literally all of the document links, each page, into Notebook LM. And
yes.
so because I decided, I'm like, let me see if I can, instead of creating a project in GPT, I prefer Gemini 3 Pro because it's a monster right now.
Yeah,
so I took all of that, put it in Notebook LM, and I'm just want to see, before I bombard your email and I bug you about this new machine that I want to this automation, I'm going to see what I can accomplish with Notebook LM, and then I'll report back to you guys and let you know how it went. So thank you so much for the session, and I hope to see you guys again next week.
Yes, just one small caveat. For now, the documentation that you pulled is mainly about the V7. So it's going to give you data about the V7. But whatever was doable in the V7 is also doable in the V8. But maybe in a couple of weeks, we will have a lot of new documentation for the V8. And then you can run again the Notebook LLM thing with the V8 documentation. So for now, please ask the AI model about the RTILA V8 engine. Yeah.
Well, I have to get my my support ticket answered because I couldn't access it. So I did submit a support ticket, and I also emailed you as well, just a screenshot of it so you could see it. And I look forward to being able to do that.
We'll catch up on that. Thank you, Dr. Charity.
All right. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Likewise, and I think there's some more holidays coming in. I think there is it the Hanukkah? Hanukkah, I think, is now. Thanksgiving was last week, and then Christmas is around the corner. A lot of festivities. So I think, Eli, how are we doing in the chat? And I don't see anything new.
No, there's no more chat. But what's it? 2 hours now. You've been on a roll, haven't you?
Right. There were a couple of questions that were interesting. So I think it was a good apartheid to cover them.
For sure. Anybody else got any questions before we move forward? Ricketts?
I think it's been interesting.
Thanks, Ibrahim.
Anybody else?
Let's see.
I think that's it.
Yeah, Tanel, all good. I see, Tanel, you joined after we started the recording, but if you have anything to add, please feel free.
Everything's good. Everything's good. I'm just wondering if sometime it's it builds, but it's also builds. I don't know. In the future, it might be that it's more resilient, that it doesn't go with the selectors, but it's, it's, I don't know. It's like knows what to scrape, and then if something changes in the target website, it heals itself and scrapes. So, but this means that it knows actually on the human eye and language what we wanted, and then it scrapes, and if something moves in the system, so it's heals itself. But this is like a non-technical person dream about, because it's for the non-technical person, world is very simple or very complicated. So I want to be very simple.
It makes a lot of sense, and I think we covered it as well. And there was a specific question we got from a new user of RTILA. He was telling us, often when I'm doing an automation, especially on social media, the selectors, they change every week or every 2 weeks. Can we self-heal our selectors? So we took that as a feedback. And one idea that we have is that to build like a failover mechanism that if a given selector is not working, prompt the AI, send it like the HTML code, find the new selector, update it in the project, and then continue the project. So that's one way that we're looking at. I don't know if this is going to work, but we will definitely try to find a self-healing approach using the AI model.
You can check out some videos. Microsoft does it pretty well with their Flow
Excellent.
and their Power Automate tool. I'll share some videos so you kind of have an idea of what they call this recalibration. So it's just outcome based. Define the outcome of what you're trying to scrape. Yeah, things may change underneath the hood, whether it's the object properties, but at the end of the day, it's smart enough to dynamically get to that outcome of scraping the pertinent data.
Yeah, that's super cool, and I think the way that we want to do it, Mog, is that we get that kind of feature, but without consuming AI tokens on every run. Like we only trigger that AI feature when 1 or 2 or 3 critical selectors fail. Because I think if I remember correctly, Power Automate, you will pay, because of the AI model surveillance, you probably will pay more tokens, no?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure how it works, but if I remember correctly, they like us to burn more tokens.
Yeah. Okay. And is like back in the days we used to use this another strategy to overcome this is just by overwatching the API calls that happens on the browser console, and then just try to retrieve the data through the API calls. It's very stable. Even with the Google Maps, they keep changing selectors, but the API remains the same. But it takes time to break down the API and so on. So.
Yeah, it doesn't change so often, and they need it to remain structured. Yeah, that's a very good point. If we can if you find a way, it's better to use that API. Cool. Let's see. Yes, it's 2 hours, and it's Middlesex University cohort 2. It's the last week this week, so I need to work on that as well, guys. And sorry, I don't know if you heard some coughing in the background. My mother is visiting me in Mauritius, and I think she has a bit of a coughing, so I apologize for that.
Oh, it's contagious. I've had it for the last week and a half. I suppose everybody else has been in the same position.
Yeah, I also got a bit of a flu.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Eli, we covered quite good ground today.
A huge amount, yeah, definitely. And I'll circle back to catch the beginning. And I'm excited the way this the version 8 is going. So let's see how it goes. Let's keep on pushing ahead. So thank you once again, Mohammed. I really do appreciate you giving it time, especially 2 hours, which is longer than usual. So appreciate that.
It was due, and we're pushing a new version of RTILA very soon that will address some of the weaknesses I shared with you today.
Totally. And anybody else got anything to say before we leave? Is everything cool?
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't have to fill your shoes in today. You came in.
Oh, trust me, you don't want to fill my shoes.
You know, had to put me next in command.
No one's in command. We're all the same. Oh, everybody, thank you for coming today. I really do appreciate it, pushing the community forward. Mark, as always, you're the man, when it comes to tech, you're the man, the wonderful man that just comes in and saves the day. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you're doing in the background, because I know you're keeping it to yourself and you just want to go, ta-da!
Absolutely.
I saw a bit of what he's doing. It's really cool. So
yeah,
I don't want to blow the cover, but
No, I'm so excited about this API. No, it was a good session, Mohammed. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Excellent.
Yeah. And
And
thanks
Mohammed,
again,
thank you
thanks
for
to your mom for
definitely.
raising a good man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
no,
Thank you for all our mothers to bring us to life.
Thank you.
And Dr. Charity, as she's doing that just now.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And Google Maps, thank you for releasing Google Maps. That's the core of it, most of it. So thank you for that, Mohammed. And with that said, sayonara.
Sayonara. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Au revoir.
Thank you.
Bye for now, guys.